Have you checked out ChevetteReport.com? It's the newest cigar media outlet to keep you in the know with all things cigar lifestyle related. From press releases to reviews, we have it all covered. Be some of our first members to join ChevetteReport.com and be a part of the next step in the cigar culture. ChevetteReport.com.
It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. And love and tradition of the grand design, some people say, is even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls. 'Cause all I see is a tower of dreams, real love bursting out of every seam. It's the bigger love of the family.
Welcome into yet another Thursday night edition of Chief Talk, episode 10 of season 7. It's National Cigar Day. Before we jump into the show, first off, I want to give a big shout out to our show sponsor this year, Drew Estate Cigar, the rebirth of cigars, doing it big, making sure that they bring you Chief Talk every single week. Baby, that's right. Shout out to the boys over at Drew Estate and the girls, because they equal opportunity employers and they making sure the game is game. Welcome into the show, Banker John, Charles Adamson, Mackie B, Bob Ellis, Money Matt. Welcome back to the show. Glad to see you back this week, my man. Gary Zanstra, Bob Ellis. Let's see, Supremo Tobacco. That's what I'm talking about. Got my boy up in here, Michael Z-Man, the Zach Effect. Sammy Flo, what is going on, my brother? Glad to have you in the show. He sent me a picture earlier that he's smoking in the cold, so you pray for his ball sack because it's shriveled up inside of his legs. It's the slow jam music, man. Jay Bates, welcome into the show. John Livingston, the man, the myth, the legend, Road Dog, Ronald Smith, with those 4 people in matching suits. Look at that profile picture. It's so beautiful. Anybody else? Michael Zachbeck switched over to Facebook. Make sure Sammy Flo wasn't all by himself. Welcome into the show. Let's get the let's get the music stopped here. Get back on over here. Rick Carroll, before we switch on over to the regular program. Welcome into the show. Hope you're all doing well. Let's cut light and pull up. I want to know, what are you smoking? What are you drinking? Come back over here and add the co-host of the year, Bob the Cigar Guy.
Thanks for unlocking the door, Chief. I'm glad you let me in.
You know, drop your microphone down a little bit there so people can see you.
Well, I have a face for radio.
Welcome into the show, Bob the Cigar Guy. We are so glad to have you here. What are you smoking over there, Bob the Cigar Guy?
I am working on one of these tobacco dulces. One something a little sweet, something coffee-ish, something good to go. And I brought a special treat
We did. Well, before you talk about your treat of treats, I want to tell everybody what I'm smoking tonight. I've been smoking some discontinued sticks this week. So I'm going to continue with this Undercrown Sun-Grown. The whole line discontinued, but this is the box press Undercrown Sun-Grown. I'm going to smoke on it this evening. Now, go ahead, Bob the Cigar Guy. Sorry to interrupt. Oh, also, going to be cracking open a little Dr. Pep here. Michael Carter, eat your heart out.
So, last time I was on, I believe, we had
A century ago.
the almost debacle of canned cranberries being the worst food in the world. And so I came across something I thought Chief might like to enjoy.
Oh, no.
Came from that group. I have right here a box, a can, a jar of Hannah's red liquored pickled eggs. No alcohol, but it is pickled. It's good stuff right here. And so I didn't know if Chief would like to imbibe on one of these pickled eggs.
Well, the last
Right
woman
here.
I dated before I got married, other than my wife, because I dated her before I got engaged and got married, but the last woman I dated before I met my wife was named Hannah, and I swore off anything named Hannah for the rest of my life. So you just going to have to enjoy them things by yourself.
Oh, I think you should have a pickled egg.
Nope.
I'll write the name. I'll take the name off of it.
Nope. It's already been desecrated. And also, even if you find some pickled eggs or pickled pig feet that don't have the name Hannah on them, I'm going to always see it as Hannah. So it's just, forever gone. So nice
you'll never eat pickles?
No. That's different.
No, it's the same.
No,
They're both
no,
got
no,
pickled
not
on them.
Pickled, just because it says pickled don't mean it's pickled the same way. You ain't ever had no red pickle.
So what if you just drank a swallow full of the pickled juice?
That
Because
sounds dangerous.
it's Hannah's pickled eggs, and so it doesn't say Hannah's pickled eggs juice.
Nah, it's all touch. It's all the same.
So if you
It's all the same. Let's see. We've got some people happy to see old Bob the Cigar Guy in here. Sammy Flo saying hi, Bob. Ronald Smith coming in with the Bobby. Michael Zakovic smoking the Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust Nakatamale, and he's got an A&W root beer alongside. Money Matt, newcomer to the show, saying hello to Bob the Cigar Guy.
welcome to the family.
Bob Ellis says, I thought BTCG was the headliner. No.
It's called Cheeto.
Jay Bates, it's BTCG. Was that karma? Chief locked the door on you like he did when he was up to shenanigans as a youngin'. Michael Zakovic was happy to see the Cigar Guy Bob in here. Sammy Flo is enjoying a limited 2024 TAA Ferio Tego. Let's see. No, not top tier. Top tier worst. That's right. Chief standing on business. Money Man says, I like Chief Slider. Tonight's slider is the Polio Pro. This is the upgraded Pistola. And this has the punch in it. And it's got a nice little smooth draw tool and nub holder if you dare. From Quality Importers. Wonderful lighter. I really like it. It's great for touch-ups. Jay Bates. Well, those hiccups sounds like BTCG hitting the sauce already. Sammy Flo says he's outside with some frozen pickled eggs. Matt Berkson says, how big is a swaller, Bob the Cigar Guy?
Depends on how big your maw is. Love you too, Mackie B. Miss you, buddy.
Michael Zakovic says his son bought a house in Somerville.
All
so
right.
he'll be a frequent South Carolina traveler. That's the other side of the state, but it is in the state. Grimble Frampton, who comes on from time to time, is actually in Somerville. Bob Ellis has got a Jaguar, old J.C. Newman goodness, and some agua. Charles Adams says the Road Dogs Paisley uniform was nice. Got the Scorpius. What's the Scorpius?
That's
lighter?
if I'm not mistaken, that's the lighter.
Is that the name of the lighter? The Polio Pro. It says Polio Pro on the side, so maybe it's the Polio Pro Scorpius. But it is the Polio Pro from Quality Importers. So welcome everybody into the show. Glad to have you here. We are celebrating National Cigar Day. If you're international, which I don't think anybody is international currently on the stream, you can celebrate with us as well. I decided to break out, continue my trend of smoking discontinued cigars this week. Will McFall from Drew Estate had an event in town last week, and I stopped and picked up a couple Herrera Miami Black and a couple of the Norteño. And I tell you what, I wish I would have picked up more because I already smoked them. So I'm going to continue.
You smoked the Norteños already?
I sure did. I have more Norteños, but I'd never had that Norteño before. It was like a little bigger than a Robusto, like a Robusto Grande box press. It was really good. I liked it. I'd never had that Vitola before.
It is called the Scorpius.
Jay Bates says that lighter is top tier. Nubbed a T52 Piggy last week in Phoenix with it, and I concur, Chief. Great for touch-ups. Ronald Smith got to meet the old man himself. Oh, we got 20. We got 20, baby. Let's see. Oh, that's I don't have to count that one. I just put the 30 count. If we hit 30 tonight, we will be 4 weeks in a row at 30 if we hit 30 tonight. We are currently sitting at 5 shows this year out of including tonight, which would be 10. We are at 5 shows of 30 plus on Chief.
That's nice.
Those of us who were lucky enough to get the Palio Pro with Bob the Cigar got Chief branding for free. That's right. Last year we had on the Michaels from Quality Importers. We got 10 of those out to you guys. Julio! Just wanted to pop in and say hi. I can't stay because my 16-year-old daughter is having its last days, and I'm just out of it. Love you guys. Be safe. Julio, we love you. We are with you in spirit. Losing an animal always sucks, especially when it's been around for that long. But it's thankful to remember that you've had that animal for that long. That's an awesome time to be able to have had a companion that long. So we love you, Julio. Thanks for stopping in. And you know where we are if you need us. What's everyone's preferred way to cut a cigar? My preferred way is guillotine. Bob Cigar Guy's V-cut, man.
I vacillate now. But now sometimes I want to V-cut. Sometimes I want to guillotine. Vacillate. That means go between.
You want to make sure that
get some education there, son. All right, so this thing right here, this gorgeous little Quasar flat line has got a V-cut and it's got a guillotine from Calibri. Fantastic and phenomenal.
I've got a guillotine and a V-cut. Mine's a little different than yours.
But now you can also go with that one, which has got this from Cigar. It's got a guillotine on one side and it's got a V-cut on the other.
Sean Crowley, what is going on tonight? Uncle Larry, good evening, Bob, Chief, and chat. Good evening, Uncle Larry. How you doing? What are you guys smoking? What are you drinking? I want to know. Gary Zanstrom likes to use a punch. I'm not a big punch guy.
And then there's the OGSV, which has the guillotine and the V-cut. Fantastic cutter, by the way. Back to you, Chief.
Chris Reese says he's a straight cut man. That's what I'm talking about. Sammy flows on the V-cut line.
Everything but
Matt Burton says, ooh, big cheating scandal at Paul's school. A letter went out to all the parents, but Paul wasn't involved. Proud of my boy. That's my boy, Paul. Michael Zakovic is a man of class and character. He's a guillotine man himself. Bob Ellis, I used to always use the V-cut. Been doing a lot more guillotine lately. Not sure why. I started out with V-cut because I felt like it was just better to, get in, chomp, and go. But I rarely carry a cigar cutter with me anymore unless I wear my necklace from Left and Lumps. I'm not wearing it tonight. But I always have a pocket knife with me. And I've gotten pretty dang good at just doing the Steve Saka and cutting across the top of it and cutting down. So I prefer the V-cut or the guillotine. I feel like the V-cut allows for a little bit of, as Bob the Cigar would say, schmutz to get in the old kisser. Obviously, you can have that with any kind of cut, but I do prefer the guillotine. I think it really doesn't matter, but I
rub it across concrete if I have to. If I ain't got no way to get to it, I'll get to it.
Oh, I've used my teeth before. I've actually gotten pretty good at that, or used my thumb just to pry up,
pinch enough. Up that
cap. Charles Adams says, V-cutter straight. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. J-Bay says the fancy boys and their toys. I love the SV cut. Gary Zantra's V-cut is his second option. I would say V-cut would be my second option and a punch would be the third. I will use a punch if I have to, like if I don't want to worry
That's
about.
all I got.
Right.
Yeah.
If I don't want to cut it with my teeth, because if I've got a Liga, right, and I don't have a cutter but a punch, I'm gonna punch that thing. I'm not gonna chop that thing off with my teeth. But if I've got a factory smoke or something like
Right.
that, I'll just chomp down on that thing and get it open enough. Money Matt says, just got a nice lighter V-cut a few weeks ago. Bugatti brand. So far, so good. Nice. Uncle Larry is 99% straight. John Livingston, I use the guillotine more lately. However, I still use the V-cut often. And hey, diversity is the spice of life. For me, it depends on the cigar. I also find I need to spit more with the V-cut. Tim H. Swanson with the
Oh my gosh!
schmutz.
That's Tim Swanson.
That is the Tim Swanson.
Woo!
That is the Tim Swanson.
My man.
How are you doing this evening, Tim
They
Swanson?
just had an anniversary.
Yeah, they celebrated, right?
They had an anniversary.
Happy anniversary, happy celebration. It was actually funny. I got sent a TikTok by Jay Bates today of Tim Swanson, where he said that the inside of his truck had to be fumigated with cigars because his wife bought bad, raunchy Mexican food.
That's funny.
And so the inside of his truck smelled like bad Mexican food, and so he had to cleanse it with one of his filthy Vikings.
I was watching one of Tim's lives just recently. I commented like 3 times, like one of those needy people that comment over and over again.
Notice me.
Right. But I'm telling you, I want to see the Liga Zebra costume come out of retirement. I remember he took his guys and girls to the archery range, and he was hiding behind different things on the archery range wearing the Liga Zebra costume. That was their reward for doing a good job. They got to shoot at the boss with a bow and arrow. And I love that costume. That thing was so freaking cool.
My computer just tried to update right in the middle of the stream, so I need to make sure I update it between now and next week because I do not want to be caught off guard by that again. J-Bait says, I've used my thumb at Barn Smoker. Your thumb or your thumbnail? I tell you what, you got that hammer toe. You could just crank down on that bad boy and just... Money Matt says, my first cutter I got was the perfect cutter from Cuban Crafters. Still works great. 8 years old. Now, you can't beat that. I punch a sweetened cap to save as much of it as possible. Now that's a man who's got a big brain.
Makes sense.
So Mike Zakvek says, "Hey Tim, Jay Bates smelled like old Mexican." It was funny. You sent me that. It just caught me off guard. Like, it was funny. He was like, he said, something to the effect of like, I've got to go down to the dealership and I'll have them detail it for me. And then when I get back in, I'll just go ahead and smoke it. It's like, man, if you don't just hotbox that thing with a couple LFD double Lajeros, just take a company staff meeting out, and just do it in the truck. 7 years of schmutz from me, boys. Celebrating with you guys on Chief Talk soon. Oh, he surprised everybody. I'm not going to be upset about it. So we are in the talks of bringing Tim. I alluded last week to having a super mega guest come on the show here soon. And it is Tim Swanson. We are in the middle of deliberations as to what we're going to do and when he's going to come on. So do be prepared and excited for that. So I'm super excited. Bob the Cigar Guy is like giddy as a schoolgirl. Like when he was, when you were talking, like you called me, I was like, oh gosh, you're never gonna believe what happened. I gotta talk to Tim Swanson today. He was coming to the show. I'm gonna be there. Make sure today that I'm gonna be there.
See, y'all don't understand. And this is when Chief was still Steven. He was doing the editing and stuff, but he wasn't really big into the channel. And I did a Cuban video, and a certain superstar cigar reviewer just bashed the fool out of me. And I was thinking about throwing the towel and being done. This was 8 years ago. And
that might be 9.
Tim and Brad called me and said, hey, will you FaceTime? And I had not said anything was wrong or anything. It was just out of the blue. And here they are, superstars as they are. And here I am, little bitty nobody with hardly any followers. They encouraged me for 20 minutes and said, look, you got something, keep doing it. You just, you've got your positive mental attitude. You're encouraging, you're funny looking, and I really, that day is one of the watershed moments. And I've had some like that really kept me moving forward and seeing the purpose.
Michael Harclots is watching.
Holy.
Sammy Flo is smoking a 2024 TAA Ferriotego right now. And Michael Herklotz just jumped on.
Holy smokes.
Whoa.
Maybe I need not be on here more often. You're drawing people when I don't show up. God, dog.
We got the superstars in the building tonight.
But
welcome to the show.
And Tim has poured into me. I've called him and I said, I don't understand things. He's walked me through it, and he's really just been a mentor to me and a great friend. I greatly appreciate what he does in this space, and the fact that he's always faith-forward and positive in what he does and real. That's why he has all the success he has, and I'm so excited for him and all the great things he does. And
Mike Zakovic, I don't know.
This is crazy.
I have no idea. What is?
I'm gonna play the lottery.
J-Bit says, "Leave my toes alone." I'm trying to leave them alone. They're bothering me. They invade my dreams. So Tim says, "You guys
you dream about Jay's feet."
Yeah. Tim Swan says, "You guys are the super mega best. I can't wait." No, if there is somebody on top of the podium, and when it comes to the Cigar Media game, and it is Tim Swanson. That is in his team, right? Obviously he can't do it by himself, but Cigars Daily is the pinnacle of cigar media, and the fact that we have the opportunity to bring you on here soon, if you'll respond to my text messages.
You make Tim mad and he don't show up, I'm gonna punch in the nose. I'm telling you, boy.
We'll see him at PCA. I'll hug him. No, it's super dope. It's super awesome that we're gonna have you on the show soon. So I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. Michael Zakovic says Tim is required to wear his Aganorsa leaf jacket. Look, he can dress up as a Viking for all I care. So
he can show up naked, but I hope he doesn't. We'll do the headshots only.
Mike Herklotz says, "We need guys like you all who love the industry and contribute to such quality content."
Man, that's awesome.
Passion. Thank you, Michael Herklotz. That's wonderful. I appreciate that immensely. That's cool. I tell you what, one thing we're going to bring is character. We don't have the class and debonair as yourself, and you have come up with probably the funniest content that surrounds anything in the cigar world in the last year. With your sandwich review at PCA last year, the absolute best. If Steve Saka shows up, it's over.
Oh my gosh!
Oh God, Bob the Cigar Guy. I would have to.
I'm gonna turn the camera off. If that happens, I'm turning the camera off and just sit in and just be a fan.
I don't mean Steve showing up because I do not want to provide mouth to mouth to my father. Charles Adamson smoking a Padron 1964 Pyramid with some Dalmore 12-year sherry cask. Man, it's like 5 weeks in a row with Dalmore for you. I think you're just doing it on purpose at this point, Charles. JBH, you guys have superstars on here tonight, and my wife didn't buy anything at Home Depot or at Lowe's. Is there an asteroid getting ready to hit us, or is hell frozen over? Tim Swanson, we love you. Thank you for popping on here for a minute. That was awesome. Love you. Sandwiches, the sandwiches. I am looking forward to. Yes, the sandwich has to be exposed. And this year with PCA, I'm wondering, like, because I have this idea brought up in my head that when we go to the PCA in New Orleans, it has the cafeteria in there where we can all get our food. Is it going to be New Orleans inspired food, or is it just going to be regular deli food?
Square pizzas.
Because like when you go to Las Vegas, it's like, is there a food attributed to Las Vegas? I don't think so. It's like high fine dining, sure.
The 99-cent prime rib buffet in Vegas.
Is it 99 cents?
Used to be.
Oh,
but you had to go through the casino to get to
with
it.
With inflation nowadays and all this stuff. It's funny, my wife, Shanna, is a teacher. And she's been using AI through the school district to do some of like her lesson planning, and they're having to do the three major documents in American history. And so she went to the AI and was like, write me a song of the Bill of Rights, the amendments, all whatever, all of the legal documents. And so one of them, I can't remember which one it was it said something to the effect of you can take somebody to court if something has been stolen at a $20 value, and that was in 1791. And so I was like, I wonder what the value of $20 is today from 1791. And it's over $600. But in the 1800s, $20 was the value of 1 troy ounce of gold.
Really?
Yeah, in the 1800s. Um,
I'd like to go back and get me some of that gold.
Brian is looking forward to the 2025 sandwich review. Thank you, Tim. Anything to keep Bob the Cigar Guy going. Steve Saka can join the fun. Oh, he tagged him.
No. Holy
Shrews
smokes.
was looking forward to the 2025 sandwich review. Yes, sir. Dalmore's Highland Mild Scotch. You can handle, Chief. I guess it's not Dalmore that is the one that I'm not a big fan of. It was the other one, the Ardbeg. That's the one I'm not like. Po' Boys better be served. You would think, right? There's going to be
Boudin. The heck with Po' Boy. Boudin.
You know, when we had Terrence on the show back in January, we talked about bad food and, you know, maybe good foods, but you just don't get them in certain areas. Like sushi's a good food, but you don't get it from the gas station, right? Do you want a po' boy from a convention center or crawfish from a convention center cafeteria? I don't know. I tell you what, I'm not taking the risk because I've got to hold a camera and a tripod and make sure the content gets shot. Bob the Cigar Guy can struggle through bubble guts all he wants.
Look, I will eat boudin on the street road. I ain't playing. No, po' boys, there ain't enough shrimp. There's too much bread, too much lettuce, and too much mayonnaise. There's not enough shrimp in there.
Dan Burns says, AI bad. Don't you remember Terminator? It warned us all. Look, I get it. You know, when AI started to come up and pop up and go all over the place across Instagram and Facebook and, you know, Photoshop and Lightroom, and, you know, you could go to ChatGPT or Grok on Twitter or whatever, or X now. It was like, oh, resist. And then it's like, man, this AI really does make a lot of things easier for me. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be Skynet, but definitely, you know, there's cause for concern to an extent. But no, I have been thinking about that with the PCA being in New Orleans with the food in the food court. Is it going to be New Orleans type food, or is it going to be?
I bet it's going to be just convention food.
I imagine it'll probably be tacos and gyros and all that kind of stuff. We might even get some Chinese food in there, which I will devour. Chris Duque, my uncle Chris.
Uncle.
Aloha, brother Bob and nephew Steven. How are you doing this evening? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're smoking something good. Bob Ellis, in true fashion, the anti-chief agenda. Hardbag is great. Charles Evans says he had some gas station spicy chicken sandwich in Quartzsite, Arizona on Tuesday. It wasn't half bad. I'll trust a chicken sandwich from a gas station because they're usually overcooked. That's one thing that the gas stations do really well is overcooking things that need to be cooked. But sushi ain't cooked. It's raw, right? It's been sitting there, got the flies and all the larvae and whatnot. Ain't happening. It's the year of the Duque legend. Yeah, absolutely a legend. I'm excited to see all of the posts that are going to be going up here soon when those bad boys start landing. I've seen all the pre-orders. The fact that bad boy sold out as fast as it did. The challenge coins from Smoke Inn are dope. And honestly, it could not happen to a better guy.
Absolutely.
It could not happen to a better guy. And I tell you what, that is one of my top two things to do at PCA this year is to see Chris Duque. The first one is just to get down there. So I am, buddy, going to have to get some beignets. Yeah, I don't know if I'm sure we're going to get down there on Thursday, but I won't get down there until late Thursday. And of course, Friday, nothing really starts for us, media or purveyors, until what time does everything start? I already got registration. So the first class starts at 1:00 on Friday. So we might slide and get some Cafe Du Monde. I prefer Cafe Beignet, but I feel like we'll be able to get Cafe Du Monde a lot easier. Or I'm sure you can get some beignets to go somewhere down there. It's New Orleans, right?
Right.
I'm not hushing at all. That's definitely what it's going to come to. So today being National Cigar Day, have you all, guys and gals alike, celebrated alike all day? Or is this the first time you're smoking today? I was actually duped into thinking that yesterday was National Cigar Day.
Every day is National Cigar Day.
No, every day is Cigar Day, but not National Cigar Day. I do know that some companies prefer not to be smoked on National Cigar Day. They prefer you to smoke on non-National Cigar Day. Why smoke us on one day of the year when you can smoke us 364 days a year? See what I'm saying? It's not a bad idea. I mean, I'd rather, if I owned a company, I'd still want you to smoke National Cigar Day,
Right.
my brand, but, because it's a 24-hour day. You can smoke 24 cigars. I don't think you taste the last 16 of them.
I'm still kicking around the idea of doing a 24-hour show where you smoke a cigar every hour for 24 hours and stay on camera for 24 hours.
I would not suggest it be a solo show where you have to smoke a cigar every hour.
So you're volunteering?
No.
Y'all heard?
No, I'll do the daytime hours. You do the nighttime hours.
No, it's got to be like a Jerry Lewis telethon. I got to be there the whole time, 24 hours straight.
Listen, the past few weeks, and I've been having to do the show all by myself without a co-host. I'm barely getting halfway through a cigar. Last week, the show went for an hour and 45 minutes, and it was a great show. Again, we hit over 30. It was a long show. We barely dipped under 20. I think we only dipped under 20 at the very beginning of the show, and then the very end of the show. We held a super solid constant crowd like we're doing tonight. We've only got to 29, so we haven't hit that 30 mark yet.
Yes, but two of them are Michael Herklotz and Tim Swanson.
Right. Big time. But technically, I'm not gonna. While their weight holds many value number, I'm still gonna count it as just 20. We're at 27 right now, so we still have time. Money Matt says Cafe Du Monde and Chicory Coffee. Definitely gonna look into hopefully maybe some Cafe Du Monde. I don't know if we'll do it or not, but there's a possibility. Also, I'm flying out on Tuesday at 10 in the morning. So
we could only afford one first class ticket. Steven accidentally booked himself first class, so me and Sarah have to drive down.
Play him a song. Did you hear about the comedy hour at PCA? I did hear about that, and I think I saw that Steve Saka is going to be a part of that, right?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I wonder how that's going to
Welcome into the show, Miss Brianna Miller. How are you doing this evening? I think I'd get 24 cigars in a row in one cigar every hour. You've got to smoke some small cigars.
No, I can do it. I can do it.
Not in host a show. There's no
I can do it. I can do it.
No, you couldn't.
I can do it.
I doubt it. Charles Adamson said I had a bronze back and an Unico Papas Fritas earlier. Ooh, nice. Christian K said that's crazy. BTCG, you're a madman. Jay Vates says he'd volunteer as tribute. Brianna Miller says she started off with an H99, followed with a Padron 1926, and finished it with an Antonio Dark Corojo. Ooh. Excuse me for the burp there. That's a great lineup, Brianna. Do it as a fundraiser. We have thought about doing. We've kicked around the idea for years, and we've never put any kind of traction to it about doing something like that, where it wouldn't be 24 cigars, in one cigar every hour. It would kind of. Dad had said we'd do like the Jerry Lewis telethon, where you bring on guests, for 45 minutes every few hours.
Virtual. We had thought about before Abe came out with the virtual for TGS. But and then I kind of shelved it because I didn't want to look like I was copying.
But it would definitely be something that we would want to have industry people as guests on the show, because it would bring in a lot of people to tune in around the world and all. Because I don't think anybody would sit and watch all 24 hours. I think they'd keep it on their TV, but I don't think we could find somebody. And
do you know what our analytics would look like if people put it on and just left it on for 24 hours?
I don't even know if StreamYard can handle 24 hours in a row. I'd have to look into how long StreamYard could go. But even if you did 12 hours, like if you could get 12 hours of a stream to go, you could still, in that time, you could bring on 10 industry partners, during the show to do stuff, to talk about, to give away stuff, or to whatever, for a fundraiser or a charitable, situation. Jay Bates says the disrespect BTCG did. He accidentally order another lens? No, I did not order another lens, and I did not get a first class seat. I'm all the way at the back of the plane. I actually took the cheapest flight, which gives me a 3.5 hour layover in Dallas.
You did not.
I did.
I looked at the flights. There was one half price.
No, there was not.
It only had 10 layovers, but it was half price.
Yeah. We got to fly you to Costa Rica, then Brazil, You're going to fly all the way out to Hawaii, pick up Krista K and Trisha, and then you're going to fly to Dallas and then to New Orleans.
With 12-minute layovers.
Right. You got to run. At that point, I'd take the first class seats. Sean Crawley smoking a Micarita Blue and drinking Teeling Single Grain. Ooh, that Micarita Blue, baby. Yeah, a fundraiser. BTCG Aid. He's got what? Jay Bates raised money to shave the beard. Now that's where a new lens would come in.
The money would go to the channel, not to Chief's own personal pocket.
And then the channel would buy a lens. Supremo Tobacco says he'd pitch him. You're supposed to be my friend, Brian. Fireborn evening all. Late, but at least I'm here now. Welcome into the show. Glad to have you here. Long day of a long week. Well, kick back, relax, smoke something, pour something. We're here for you. Rick Carroll says he just finished a UF 13. Ooh. Michael Zakovic, here we go again. Shave the beard, pay the money. So I have smoked today a Herrera Miami Black. That's what I started off with this morning. Well, not morning. I guess it was morning. It was 11 o'clock because Shepard and I went on a 1.5-mile walk to start the day. He did not walk. He was in a stroller. So don't worry about the 3-year-old's legs. He was fine. And then ended up capping it off with a little backyard session on the trampoline, finished the cigar. And then on the way over here, I smoked a pancetta, a Drew Estate pancetta from the DE25 box with that nice silver wrap on it. And then when I got here to the studio, I picked up some Romacraft cigars last week at the same event that Will was doing because it's hard to find Romacraft in my area. We talked about this last week a little bit about supporting brick and mortars or buying online. And one of the things that I made an excuse about buying online was for buying cigars that you just can't find in your area. Well, now I have a little less of an excuse to buy Romacraft online because I have a lounge in my area that now sells Romacraft. It sells Romacraft again. They had it, they discontinued it, now they brought it back. I'm glad they did. So I picked up the new blend of the Cro-Magnon with the silver writing on the label instead of the black writing. And that was a fantastic cigar. That is now my number one cigar of the year.
Really?
Yes. That is a cigar that I see going a very long way for me. Now, I do have where'd it go? Yes, I picked up from Romacraft. I picked up one of the Maestranza that I think was released at the end of last year. And then I've had these before, so it won't be considered for my list. Will McFall actually handed me a Weaselito from Romacraft. So that new Cro-Magnon from Romacraft is my number one cigar of the year right now. And I think it's going to stay there for a while. It's a really, really good cigar. Now, PCA is coming.
Right.
So there is a chance that it could be knocked off number one. But I bet that the Cro-Magnon is going to be in the top 5. I'm pretty sure that's a cigar that's going to hold the test of the time of the year. Let's see. I love Mr. Duquesne's pictures with the cigars and ice cream. Never tried that myself. Oh, no, licious, baby. Supreme Tobacco. What's the magic number for the beard? All proceeds go to the channel, right?
$25.
No. No, we're not starting this. I don't know what the number is. I'm not going to give you a number. I'm not rich by any means, but I'm not beyond selling feet pics to help with the cause. Brian, when I shave my beard, do you want me to donate it to you so that you can wear it? Sammy Flo says, are you going to share with Bob? Bob the Cigar Guy, did I give you one of the Romacraft cigars that I bought last week?
You did. I was going to say that, but you just kept talking so fast I couldn't get a word in edgewise. It is called Chief Talk, though.
Uncle Larry says, glad to hear the new Cro-Magnon is good. I love the old. Same. And I think this is a better version of the Cro-Magnon for sure. Money Matt says, is anyone in a cigar monthly subscription? Bob Ellis says, I'm in the Smoke In Cigar of the Month Club. There are a few people in the Chief Talk family who are a part of subscription service. I think Charles Adamson is a part of the Corona one. Give it to Triple G. He needs to know what it's like to have his own facial hair over my dead body. Greg gets nothing from me. Now, Bob the Cigar Guy, have you celebrated National Cigar Day in any special way or no?
I just came out here to hang out with you.
Oh,
That's special.
so special. Michael Zakovic's on that Smoke In Cigar of the Month Club as well. I love Cigar of the Month clubs. I think it's an awesome way to get cigars that maybe you would never get in the first place.
I love them for a while.
Right.
And then it seems like you always get this run of nothing that you like. And then it's not as exciting because it comes every week, every month, and you know it's coming. And
right. I always found with the Cigar of the Month clubs that I would get cigars that I would never smoke. Like I'd get some Rocky Patels or some other companies that I just don't really have a desire to smoke. And because I do have so many cigars that I have the ability to smoke, those cigars always fell to the wayside. So I just ended up accumulating a pile of cigars I never smoke, and either give them to Cigars for Warriors or put them in a box, give them to Dad for him to take to work, give them people who keep asking him for cigars. I do want to say a big shout out to Jay Bates, Sammy Flo, Ronald Smith, Rick Carroll, Bob Ellis, Jamie Vaughn, and Oliver Navad for hitting the love button over on Facebook, and Michael Zakovic, Charles Adamson, Tim Swanson, Ricardo Walker, Dan Burns, On Fawn, Brianna Miller, and Steve Barrett for hitting the like button over on Facebook as well. Thank you all for the love. And for everybody who has smashed the like button over on YouTube, because there are 25 people over on YouTube right now. I'm sure you guys have smashed the like button. If you have not, please do. And if you're on Facebook and you want to share it to your Facebook groups, please do. Share the love. Spread the love. We're at 27 people currently right now, so we could get to 30 if you do a little dirty work.
No.
Charles Adamson says, I have Smoke In and Corona Premium Cigar of the Month subscriptions. Stream Tobacco says, I've been in a few Cigar of the Month clubs. Fotos de puros, my boy. Brian, can we not talk about facial hair right now? I'm triggered. I don't know why you shaved, but I hate it. It's probably for your occupation, but I hate it. Anthony Carlson, welcome into the show. How are you doing this evening?
Man.
Just wanted to come and say hi and see how my brothers are doing. Hope you guys are doing great. I've just been working my butt off. Well, Duck, take that bad boy back on. Can't lose that. Glad to have you in here, Anthony. I hope you're smoking something good. And if you're not smoking something now, I hope you smoke something good soon. Hey, babyface Mike. I still think they are pretty good value. Oh, I don't disagree.
I agree.
I think
100%.
it's one of the best values, that you can spend money on. And if I was in a situation where I didn't have a bunch of cigars to smoke all the time, I would most likely, not Rocky Patel, smoke all the cigars that came. Because also it gives you an opportunity to smoke new cigars that you would never get when you walk into a humidor as it is. Oh, speaking of that, he's the sinking face. Hi. George Pablo, the third of the 4 road dogs here this evening. Money Matt's in the Black Lion Luxuries. Ronnie the Nose Haitian, welcome into the show. How are you doing?
Superstar show.
It is. We now have Ronnie, we had Chris Duquet, we had Michael Herklotz, and we had Tim Swanson on at some point.
Goodness.
So I will say,
and Mac Berkson.
I got the chance to go into a cigar. It was funny. We talked about this last week, how I don't spend as much time in cigar lounges as I used to because I have an abundance of cigars here in the studio. It doesn't really make a whole bunch of sense for me to spend a whole lot of money on cigars that I already have here. But with Drew Estate having an event last week at a local lounge, and Will McFall being my rep, I wanted to make sure that I got over and saw my boy and hung out with him. Also got to see Ray Warren, which was a great time to be able to sit and talk with him for a while. But I walked into the lounge to pick up some, like I said, I also got some Romacraft there. But they've redone their whole entire lounge in alphabetical order. Or not their lounge, their humidor in alphabetical order. The humidor,
C for chair, T for table.
Just, the humidor is in alphabetical order, and I've never seen that before. And I think it's
from manufacturers.
Manufacturers.
Okay, so Drew Estate
is
one. So it's not like legal to be here. And
it's not acid at the front.
That would be ridiculous. That would frustrate me.
No. It's company. It's company name. Aside from like if a company has flavored cigars or infused cigars. Those were in their own separate spot of the humidor. But I thought, you know what? That's a fantastic idea, because if you go into a humidor you've never been in before, and there's not, somebody in there to help you walk around, and you ask questions, hey, do you have these cigars or whatnot? You can just walk down the alphabet. If you're trying to find crowned heads, walk to the C's. If they don't have crowned heads in the C's, there's no crowned heads in there.
Pretty cool.
So I thought that was a really neat, cool idea. Let's see. Ronald Smith says, my brother from another brother. Superstar in the house. There's some questionable chaps in here. No, we have you to balance it out, and we've hit 34 weeks in a row.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Shut the show down. Steve Saga's here. Oh my goodness. This is
shows.
We are going down. It's like hitting 2 holes in one in 118.
What is
just
going
sell your
on?
clubs and just quit, because it doesn't get any better
Steve
than
Saka
that.
is probably wondering, like, what the hell are these guys talking
Holy
about?
smokes.
So now we've had Steve Saka on the show, in the chat. We have Ronnie Hasha in the chat. We've had Chris Duque in the chat. We've had Michael Herklotz in the chat. We've had Tim Swanson in the chat. What is going on?
Oh my gosh.
We're hitting an algorithm.
It's all the planets are lining up, right? The cigar,
Oh, that is true.
heavenly bodies. Not saying that I find them attractive.
No,
they're lining up.
Do you have the gravitational pull?
And I make sure that my hands are like this and not like this, because that just would be really weird. But I mean, really?
what a night for me to not smoke anything from Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust.
Oh my gosh.
Money Matt says it's a good idea, but I like the hunt, and that's fun too, because as you're looking for stuff around a humidor, it's like, ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. You see the little cigars and whatnot. But I will say, I've been in a lot of humidors, right? And the fact that I can, if I see that it's alphabetical order like this one was, I don't have to go in there and wonder where's the Drew Estate, or where's the Foundation, or where's the Dumbarton, or where's the whatever.
Ain't nobody listening to you. Steve Saga is done taking over the chat.
Oh, has he? Sorry.
I'm just telling you, you're white noise right now, because Ronnie's going to jump in and say something, and this.
Sammy Flo
Man, I'm
says,
so glad I didn't lay out tonight. I'm so glad I showed up.
Sammy Flo says Bob's done peed his pants.
I did, boy. This is.
Anthony Carlson says it's a superstar show. Ronnie is in every chat. Ronnie, that man, nobody outworks Ronnie when it comes to online presence.
But his camera setup sucks. I think he just leans his phone up against whatever box is behind him.
It's mobile,
and it shoots straight up his face. I mean, he needs to have a little bit of that overhead Instagram looky kind of thing. Steve, you need to talk to Ronnie about getting
better. Steve Saka says he doesn't count. He's just here trolling for customers. The man's always working. That's funny. John Ryan says, have you tried the H. Upman Heritage? No. Last thing I had from H. Upman, I think, was the Banker. Wait a minute. I was watching a hot chick review fragrances. Hey, I'm glad I can pull my shirt up for you a little bit if that gets you going, Steve.
It gets worse. Keep going.
Thanks, Steve.
It is true.
I thought we were having a moment there for half a second.
Yeah, it was. I'm glad he's not confusing us with the hot chick review fragrances.
I don't know. You're over there doing the Saka. Yeah. Ronnie says that's exactly what he does.
I'm dying here.
He is dying over there.
Oh my gosh.
So I am. We're gonna have to get this framed. Just take a picture of it.
We have reached a summit, Bubba. This is
watching two stinky rednecks.
Oh my gosh! But it's a true description.
I showered, but dang, hurt my feelings a little bit. Just because I'm big doesn't mean I don't have feelings too.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But I take it as a compliment from Steve, right? Maybe one of Steve's cigars in the future is just called the Stinky Redneck.
Two Stinky Rednecks.
He's going to create a yard gar, that's cheap. That's just as good as the Umbagog, but half the price, and it's going to be called the Stinky Rednecks.
Stinky Rednecks.
Just make the picture of the band, just the hat with the Bob the Cigar Guy fold on it. Just call it the Stinky Redneck. and make it a green label so it has a little bit of chiefess in there.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see. When I do my show with you guys, I'm gonna have a professional setup. Heather is fin. Buy me a thingy. We're gonna have Ronnie on soon. Ronald Smith says, now you know why Sokka is doing the comedy show in PCA. I'm telling you, when I saw the list go out for that, now I can't say that I know everybody who's on the list, so I'm not sure who's going to be funny, who's not going to be funny. I think for me, my thought has been I only want to go because of Steve Sokka, because of how quick-witted
that's
going to
be something.
Is.
That's going to be something.
No mouth-to-mouth semi-flow. If he, look, the Lord's he's got a start date and a stop date, and that who am I to intervene? Dwayne Williams patiently waiting on that Solita Red. Glad I'm
on my tombstone. Death by Sokka. Oh, that's crazy.
Camping Cigar. What up, Jennifer? Beautiful night. Welcome to the show, Camping Cigar. How are you doing this evening? Steve Sokka says you should. I think of it as a compliment, but.
Did you see the picture of Steve Sokka and all them people out there in the mountain of snow?
Yeah.
Unloading boxes, and everybody looked happy.
Funny, I didn't even see it on YouTube. It didn't pop up for me until Steve posted it on his page.
Oh my gosh.
Talking about how he didn't think it was worth talking about, but somehow you were able to pull a story out of it.
Oh my gosh.
If there's anything you can do, is you can sew some yarn, man. Also be a stinky redneck. J Bit says you better break out some Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Yeah, Bob, what are you reaching for over there?
I'm looking for I've smoked on my Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, and I'm trying to just on the slide pull out some DTT.
Here, I'll take you off the screen if you need to stand up and move.
No, I can just turn myself around.
Steve Sokka says I had one of Ronnie's customers tell me it was racist. What? Ronnie Asher says that the Solita Red is money. Steve said he is not doing that. He is not going to create the stinky redneck cigar.
It'll sell. You put Steve Sokka's name on it, it will sell. I don't care what you call it. You call it Turd Rocket, and it will still sell. Don't call it Turd Rocket. My God, don't do
Charles Adamson said, I showed a picture of Chief and said he was well-educated and worldly. He didn't believe me. But there's a lot of things that people, jump to conclusions about when they see me. Also, that puts us at 6 shows this year, 4 in a row where we have smashed the 30 concurrent viewers. So congratulations, everybody. Again, Rick Carroll, show getting so good that I had to light up an L40. Ooh, an L40.
I had to smoke Sin Compromiso because this show, not because of the people on this side of the camera, this show is without compromise. This is when we talk about the end of the year about our favorite shows, there ain't gonna be no. Now, would you like to tell me that the Cro-Magnon is gonna be your number 1 cigar for this year? By the way, I don't think Steve was there when you said that.
Look, I said at this moment.
Yeah, he also said ain't nothing gonna beat it. Probably.
No. That is not what I said. What I said is that because my list is. Cigars that I smoked for the first time in that year. So far, I have not smoked a new to me Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust.
Let me ask you a question.
Now, that's going to change at PCA. So Steve Sokka could regain the crown.
Let me ask you a question now. Speaking of regaining the crown.
No, I'm defending my honor here because Steve Sokka's in the chat and you're making me look like an idiot.
Yeah, I got a shovel digging a big hole. Here comes some more part of this idiot coming here. On your list of 2024 cigars, talking about regaining the crown, who was the manufacturer on the top of your list last year?
Foundation Cigars.
Who?
Foundation Cigars.
That's funny. Mine was Steve Sokka.
Oh, wow. I'm just the all great and powerful Bob the Cigar Guy.
I'm just saying. Steve thinks your palate is so personified, but evidently it's not tops. Now, you did get number 4 right. Because I got number 4 right.
Right. So let's say I gotta go down. I think Steve Sokka's still talking about the name being racist. As I turn them down, they still publish my name. I think they thought they could guilt me into it. I might be going after that wallet. How do you think that went? If I know anything, is Steve Sokka is the bolder. Ain't nobody pushing Steve Sokka around.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's what he does. It's the 90s again. There's no more racism. Go for it, Sokka. Oh, he's not doing the comedy thing. Oh. I spend 3 freaking days dancing like a chimpanzee. I have not seen you dance at PCA. So this year at PCA, I'm bringing tassels, and we're gonna see if you can
really
spin them
really.
things.
this is what you say to Steve Saka. Hey, Steve, I'd like to see you in tassels.
Oh, Ronnie, ouch, that hurts. When I see you, I'm gonna pick you up when I hug you. John Ryan says this is hysterical. This is a great show. Every show's a great show, but hey, this one's got its special place. Steve Saka says, actually, I think I have 3 potential blends that will challenge this year. Actually 4, but 1 won't count. I'm willing to bet that because Steve Saka has made my number 1 spot multiple times, it has been in my top 5. Was in my top 4 twice this year. The number 4 and the number 2 spot for this year. I'm willing to bet that Steve Saka, and I said this in my review, that Steve Saka's blending style and blending prowess is a direct line to my palate. I say that
just not to the first spot of your
palate. Oh, okay. I said that number 1 and number 2 could have technically been 1A and 1B, and it would still not be fair because of how good those cigars were. Those are 2 of my favorite cigars of all time. That's how good those cigars are. So you don't throw me under the bus and roll me over. I do like the Tabernacle, but the Sin Compromiso, baby. Sherry Ellis Freeman, look at these 2 handsome cigar smokers. Hello, beautiful. Welcome in. What are you smoking this evening? It's almost close beach sitter with season. Let's see. Ron Smith with the Wow Chief. It might be a tassel thing. What is that? In Schulter 13, enjoying cigar day and sticking the pour in this wild content. Hey, I want to know, what are you smoking? What are you drinking? Yes, it was a tassel comment. No backpedaling here. That's all forward, baby. Steve Saka, yeah, I am good. Not going to be everyone's cup of tea, much less their number 1. But here's the thing. Steve Saka makes number 1 year in and year out. Consensus number 1. Bob Cigar Guy's number 1. Dojo's number 1. You make the number 1 very often. And that's testament to your skill and your ability in your blending. And we all know that you only blend stuff that you want to smoke. So that means you don't feel rushed to just put something out to market because you want to put something out to market. You want to smoke. You blend these cigars to smoke them, and you say, you know what? I want to put these cigars out for the people. What are you laughing at now, Bob?
You are backpedaling. And
I'm not backpedaling. No, I'm defending my honor because my father, who's supposed to protect me, is throwing me under the bus of the cigar wheel and hurting possible any future appearances from the Saka man himself.
But Steve, I like your stuff. You've been on my list before. You've been on 1. You got great flavors. You got
back the bus up,
and everybody loves you, but me. I mean,
I need to get a little button that plays the beep noise because that's the bus backing back over my big butt. You almost made me say a bad word. I almost said a bad word.
Let me get you to say Doug Bill Platypus.
No, I'm not doing that again. Anthony Carlson, I'm not backpedaling here, but I agree with you. Miss Ellis Freeman has got a punch bottle rocket. Ooh. Now you want to talk about a bad top list? There is one reviewer's list that is literally a checklist of some cigars that I would never smoke. That's if there's a checklist of cigars that you're never going to smoke, that's probably not a great list. I hope that's not on my list. Obviously, it wouldn't be my list because you were number 2 and 4 this year. Your father's making you a man. I'll make a man out of you.
No, I'm enjoying.
Mulan over here.
Enjoying the backpedal because he does this crap to me all the time. So,
Money Matt taking me a whole 2. Number 2's first loser. If you're not first, you're last. Chief is quite the dancer. Look, I am a dancer. You saw Connecticut a couple years ago. I get down. Dwayne Williams had a Wagashi to stay the day and end an encore at lunch. Nice. Wagashi is Bob Cigar Guy, one of his favorite cigars. To start the day. Michael Zakovic says, throw some sawdust on the floor, Chief. You'd be tap dancing. Hello, my darling. Hello, my baby. Hello, my ragtime girl.
This is the best show ever, I gotta say. This is I am so glad I came out here tonight.
I mean, I'm glad you came here too, because I couldn't imagine the heartbreak you'd have. Because it's like, even when you're not on the show, right? When you go inside and you're in there laying around and doing whatever you do, you don't even watch the show. Like, you don't cut it on and participate in the chat. You just hope that the show's going to go on.
I love being on Chief Talk. I do.
So you wouldn't have even known.
I enjoy you. You would have told me 100 times.
No, I wouldn't have. I'd have told you at the end of the night. I'd been like, you'd never believe who I had on my show.
Yeah, afterwards, you would have beat me to death with that thing. But I enjoy being on the show. I enjoy interacting with people. I enjoy spending time with you. I really do. This is a great time for me. But you have something to say, and you have a brand that needs to grow, and you have different ways of doing things than I do. And sometimes if I'm in here, then you can't just be you. And I really
I hear what you're saying.
Look at your numbers, because your numbers, when I'm not here, your numbers are still strong. It's not like,
we are 4 weeks in a row, 30 concurrent viewers at a time.
It's smart business, but it also helps you to grow, and it gives you that outlet for you to be creative.
Ultimately, I respect you not wanting to come in here sometimes or whatever, wanting to let the brand be the brand, whatever, and we're happy to have you. Glad you were out here tonight, obviously. But I definitely would not have told you to come up here because Steve Soccer or Erglotz or Tim Swan said come in the chat.
I'd have been in my bed.
Steve Soccer says, truth is just blend what I like. So if someone's palate aligns with mine, it is gold. But if it doesn't, then I understand why some consumers don't get it. And I think that's that it's just hype, no harm, no foul. No, that's why I have no problem saying that it's I love your method. I love the fact that you wanted to blend cigars for yourself, and you say, you know what? I like these cigars. Somebody else is going to like them, so let's blend them. Let's put them out there. I also like the fact that means if you blend cigars that you don't like, you just don't put them out there. And I'm dope with that because you've got so many companies out there, big and small, that just want to put cigars out there to have a wow factor or a wow value, and then they never smoke them. And, do you trust a brand that makes cigars that they don't want to smoke? I don't know. Would you trust a car manufacturer who doesn't drive their product? Well, I don't know. Do you trust a chef that doesn't eat his own food? I wouldn't. Solita Red is going to be the belle of the party this quarter. I am looking forward to the cigars that I have heard or have seen press releases or social media postings from the Dumbarton team that are coming out. I am excited for them. I'm excited for PCA because there's a lot of companies that I look forward to seeing and trying their product on the year and smoking them throughout the year when they come to humidors or online shops. So I know that
and Steve Saka's got the most comfortable couches.
Right. I know that Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust is going to place high at the list. I just, if I had a new to me Dumbarton this year, it'd probably be the number one slot. Bob can't beat me over the head too much with it because the Cro-Magnon's just the best new to me cigar that I've had this year. So even though it came out last year, I didn't have one last year. I had it this year. So, people keep asking me, is there anything like the blue? Nothing like the blue. Read less, smoke more. Yeah, there's nothing like the Brulee Blue. Absolutely right. I don't think there's anything like the Brulee, in my opinion, honestly. The whole entire line. All right, you guys have a good night. I need to get my butt back to work. Anthony, careful with that butt.
Have a great night.
In Schleider, Warfighter 762 and Woodford Double Oaked. Nice. That Woodford Double Oaked is a sweet drink. Hoyt Nicaragua Uno number 1 is one of the closer ones in my opinion. I prefer blue, but it is a good one to try. The Hoyt Nicaragua numero uno is my number 1 favorite cigar from Hoyt Nicaragua, followed closely by the Dark Corojo Antonio, which is crazy because that's such a huge dichotomy between those two cigars. You've got a very light Connecticut, full, it's a nice, flavor, palette of the cigar. Obviously, it's my number 1 from Hoya, but then you go to that, Dark Corojo, and now you want to eat something. So those are my top 2 from Hoya. But I would still say the numero uno is a different beast than the Brulee Blue. But who am I to argue with Steve Saka? Cigars are like women. You don't have to be attracted to one. You don't have to love one. You can still respect one. Certain types of cigars are not for everybody. Great cigars are for everyone to try at least once. That's a valid point. What else is Ronnie going to say? He has to sell that.
So, as the squirrel was running around in my head and I'm just drinking in this moment, I was thinking a perfect road trip video series.
Oh, Lord.
would be, you remember when in Home Alone, when the mom had to ride back in the back of the van with the Oompa Loompa guys,
Yeah.
and they were stuck in the back of a Ryder truck?
Yeah.
Ryder truck.
Ryder truck.
Ronnie Haysha,
Oh gosh.
Steve Saka, Abe Dababna, Tim Swanson. Right? Crank it up to about 90 degrees in there.
Oh God. No. I don't have to be in the back, do I?
No, we got to be in the middle of it, and we've got to be sitting in there.
We're already two smelly rednecks, so I don't know if that's going to entice anybody.
And one little window vent.
No.
They would fight for the window vent. You want to talk about must see TV?
I mean, that would be. There would have to be some closed circuit cameras across every corner of that thing. I just rubbed tobacco right in my eye. Now it's watering on me. Baba says the blue Mickey Rita is the only blue for me. Your palette is good and yet still bush. Cro-Mag makes sense for you, Chief. It's in that same spectrum as Nick's Tabernacle and some of my Ligas. My eyes are watering. I gotta wipe my eyes. Bob was crying.
You're crying because it's so great.
Sorry. Dark Crow is my first unflipped. Oof, what a first. Supreme Tobacco with that Mickey the Blue.
Love the blue. Love the grassy tea.
Nick. I'm just gonna go with Nick. Ronnie says come to a DTT event. Steve says no oxygen left in the back of that truck. Yeah,
and feed everybody beans.
No,
and
I'll just
gas station hot dogs.
I'll just cater the barbecue myself. If that were to happen, I'd have to just cook the barbecue myself. You guys don't dress for Fuente? No, not even close. I don't know anything close enough.
Fuente does not know our name.
Carlito. Dark Crow is a dive into the deep end as a first traditional cigar. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's a.
You better eat before you.
That's
smoke
a lot
that.
of cigar
yeah,
to jump into
right
for your first traditional.
It's good, but it's full.
Yeah, no, I love those cigars.
I'm actually sitting forward in my seat.
You are.
I'm telling you, you buy the whole seat, but you only use the edge. I'm telling you.
The camera has not added 10 pounds.
If
Bob
I had a tail, I would
up.
just be wagging that dang thing right now. This is
Bob just scooted up 7 feet.
I am. I'm trying.
Normally, when you're on the show, you're like super laid
just
back.
chill. Yeah, I know.
It's
But
like,
God, dog.
Steve Saka could sell posture correctors, and I think he'd be first in line on the pre-order.
Might be.
If Abe got a hold of it, they'd come with a challenge coin. Ronnie says 2009-10 trip to Miami landed me the OG Antaños. It got me into Nika hard. Pete's La Riqueza some trip before a thing. Used to watch you guys religiously, then got a bit of maybe a lot heavy into whiskey. I'm back now. Well, glad you're back.
You know what? Drinking whiskey and watching us probably makes it better. I'm just going to tell you.
Steve says, why is Bob so short? Because Bob doesn't position his camera correctly. Bob takes like the absolute laziest approach to setting up his camera for anything on Chief Talk. And it's just sitting. It's not on a tripod. It's not mounted to anything. It's literally just teetering on a little wooden block, and he just refuses to use it.
It's right there. I'm using it.
Right, but as you can tell, I'm more in frame here. You know,
I take up more of the frame.
I could match you. I just pulled a cramp in my hand.
Oh my God! Oh
I've literally got a cramp in my hamstring.
There. How's that?
I got a cramp in my hamstring. No, don't touch me! Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Get away! That's my knee. That's my kneecap.
I'm not reaching that.
It's not even close to it.
I'm not trying to reach that close.
Ow! God, I just destroyed my ACL. Oh, there you go. Hey, now you look a little bit more professional, Bob.
Live and Technicolor.
Yeah, it's like he's a midget redneck Oompa Loompa.
Wait, no, that is probably right.
So when he does the stinky redneck cigar, he needs to do one in a firecracker, and that'll be the midget. That's Vitola name for the midget redneck.
A 3x60
redneck. Alcohol doesn't promote growth. Otherwise, I'd have been 6'3". So that means Ronnie's been drinking since he was 13 because he stopped at 5'3".
You just casting shade on all the superstars.
Yeah, Sammy Flo says, and Bob made fun of Ronnie's setup just for Steve to come back and get.
Look, this is not my show. I use a camera and I have a tripod and I got lights and a microphone. I mean, I got all sorts of stuff.
Steve's coming in with like all of the technicalities here. It's like now you got that weird light spot to the left. Probably you're right. Well, there you go. Now you're lighting yourself well. You got the nice what do they call that? Umbro or something like that. Ronald Smith says BTCG face center, Chief face top. No, that's when he was lower. Yeah, it's just the positioning of the camera. It's not like I'm controlling anything. You know, if I did control it, he would be shrunk down much smaller, off to the corner somewhere. Dwayne Williams, I've been off of cigs for 4 years now, but my palate still wants stronger cigars. The Tricky Traca Red is one of my favorites, along with the Murcielago. Steve Stock says having a tripod and using the tripod are two different things. Isn't that something? Having the tripod and using the tripod. You know, you can lead a horse to water. You can't make him drink.
Look, I do a podcast. I do a Sunday video. I do a Tuesday video.
I need to install some sad music.
I got like 4 or 5 videos I do in all that stuff. And so
let me go search
I don't
up
have
a
time
sad
like
song
Chief
to download and put
has
on the screen
to do all
real
these
quick.
extra little things on his once every 3 month videos.
Remember, Steve Saka switched off of the hot chicks to come watch you slouch in a chair. Oh, my man Carl Patterson, what's going on, brother?
I question your choices right now.
Oh, Money Matt killing me about the Cigar can upgrade because Chief spent the budget.
He did too. All them lenses.
I did not spend the budget. I spent Chief Talk's budget,
which
is much smaller than the Bob the Cigar Guy budget.
I tried asking him for lights, and he goes, "No, we don't need lights." I said, "Well, I need a camera." No,
that is not true. No, that is not true. That is not true. He asked me to search out the lights for him. I'm trying to find the best bang for his buck, which is what I did with the lens, by the way. Could have gone for a $2,400 lens, and I got an $1,100 lens. So,
plus another lens.
No. That lens was last year. 2.
You got enough lenses to be a sunglass shop.
No, not funny. I got 2 lenses. I got 1 lens last year out of my budget. I got 1 lens this year out of my budget. Huh?
You got 3 lenses.
1 lens came with the original camera, which I don't use.
It's a lens.
I don't use it.
Okay, like my tripod.
Both of them are collecting dust. So Mr. Money Matt, you can come up off some of it. I spent some of my Chief Talk budget because I do have a Chief Talk budget, and it's much smaller than Bob the Cigar Guy budget.
Chief is flying down to PCA. We didn't have enough money.
No, not let him say that
for more flights. And
no.
I have to drive down and drive back.
No, don't say that because
in a small car.
No, that is not
true.
In
a little car.
I am flying. You are driving because Mom is coming down to Louisiana and she didn't want to drive by herself. And so you're riding with her. And then you guys are staying down there longer. And it would have been a logistical nightmare with booking all the flights. So, yes, I am flying to and from. You're driving to and from. But you, not first class, back of the plane. I don't even have a seatbelt.
He don't even want to carry his luggage. I just have you drive my luggage down. So I'm nothing but a freaking rider truck for you.
I did say that you could take some of my luggage down. I'm not taking none of your stuff down. You take your own.
You told your own stuff.
Let's see. Ronnie Hash, Steve Sucker J-Bates made me do it. They said something about a hot chick was in the chat talking about you. Nick, good night, gentlemen. Have a blessed weekend. Have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with us this evening. Dwayne Williams, when's the next get together? I want to smoke one with y'all. We haven't had any talks about that. The studio, is always open. You just got to get with us and make sure it's the day that we can be here to hang out and smoke and whatnot. But we both got keys, so we can be here with you if you ever end up in this part of the country. The only time we've ever talked about doing a get together was right before COVID shut down the world. So there's a chance in the future that we do something like that. But we are not currently in any kind of phase plans for that yet. Fireborn, put Chief's lens on Bob's tripod. There. Now they're both being used. No. My lenses are being used. The lens that is with the camera that Bob Cigar Guy can use and doesn't use is not being used.
I was supposed to be taught how to do it.
I'm in the thirst class. That's right. No, I see doesn't even have a seatbelt.
Last barn smoker, Chief goes, hey, me and Jay Bates wanted to wear matching polo shirts.
That wasn't the last barn
to a barn smoker. Can you think? Yeah, I think
no.
That'd be good.
You always say, hey, do you need anything for barn smoker? And sometimes you buy shirts for barn smoker.
That say Bob the Cigar Guy on them.
You buy shirts and hats and pants and shoes and all this stuff. And I said, hey, I'm getting shirts, a matching shirt with Jay Bates. Do you want the channel to pay for it? Because you always offer it. And you said, sure, go ahead. And I said, do you want me to get you a matching shirt too? No, that's you guys' thing. Y'all do that, whatever.
Yeah, but he sold it that they were going to wear them to the barn smokers.
No,
they didn't wear them to the barn smokers. They wore them to the pre-party.
They ain't just being like, you're like I can't say that. Steve Socket says, weird thing is these days I take better product shots with my iPhone 16 than my fancy camera. I realize it has more to do with the operator, but it is so much simpler. I just got the iPhone 16 Pro on Monday, and for on the fly and not having to dial things in, I do love that thing. But when I take my actual photos, this is my A7 IV bad boy baby.
All right, watch this. I got to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
I'm going to smoke my cigar, and I want you to watch this dark spot right up here. Watch.
Wow, it's ash or smoke.
No, you would have saw it before I did. You would have thought that was cool. That's cool.
I'm glad you like that, man.
I do like it.
You got to find joy in the little things.
Like my little son.
Let's see.
6'3".
Chief, you should have let BTCG's tripod fly with you. No, he's gonna take that bad boy down. Shepard done said, "Nah, daddy, nah, buddy, go to sleep. Make life easy for your mom, please." You better make sure that when we do our show, you guys are prepared to have at least 11 more people. I think I can do 12 people on screen. Bob Ellis says, I'm ready for a BTCG birthday bash.
We could get Steve Saka and Ronnie on the same show and maybe get Abel, and then we can just be quiet.
And just let them go.
We just let them go.
No, wait. It's called Cheap Talk. I got to get involved. Got to moderate. You imagine the brawls that would, not the bras, the brawls.
BRAWLS.
Especially with any of my children possibly watching. Go to bed, kids. Dwayne Williams says, I'll be down. Make it happen, BTCG. I'm going to have to make a Bob Cigar. You'll be 55 this year, right? Mm-hmm. So 56 next year's. That's not a bad birthday to celebrate.
Well, next year is 10 years we've been doing Chief.
I spent my own money.
No, I didn't.
I'm tired of this narrative you've created.
I love it. I really do.
If I was Bob the Cigar Guy, I'd rather drive with the first lady than fly first class any day. The comments. Oh shoot, yeah, we're sitting at 30 people right now. We'll have a ball and a half. You guys chill out with jokes because I know they're coming. We can't do that. We can't do that. You guys will never get in a word.
You're right.
Oh, I got a mute button. Chaos, it abounds. See you, Steve. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Awesome. I'm so glad you showed up.
That was a lot of fun. Thank you for hanging out with us. and anybody else. Obviously, love you all. But Steve Saka popping in. That's the unicorn.
We probably got an extra 200 subscribers just from Steve showing up. And Tim Swanson, that's another 200 subscribers. Ronnie, we got 3 or 4
30
more.
minus 1. Good night. Love you. My guys read lips. Oh, do that now. So I am looking forward to PCA. I assume I'll get to see the nose at PCA for sure. I can't imagine him not being there. So can't wait to see all the people that I'm going to see at PCA. But obviously, Ronnie's at the height of people that I'd love to see at PCA because that's the only time I've ever seen Ronnie is at back-to-back PCAs. So this year, make it back-to-back-to-back. Got at least 3 guys and in 3D. At PCA, you bringing a posse with you? Or is it just going to be, because you usually come alone. I wish you'd bring that lovely wife of yours, Miss Allie.
Miss Allie.
Miss Allie's awesome.
And little Gray is so lovely.
I know that Allie runs that household. The boss in charge. I love you, Dad. Oh, his nose in 3D. Yeah, every time the comment comes up, I gotta duck a little bit.
So not nice.
Money Matt says Bob the Cigar Guy looks so sad that Saka left.
Well, actually, okay. Nobody tell him. Ronnie, don't tell him. I'm kind of relieved because Saka will talk for 4 hours, and I'm sitting there going, I've got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I got a big interview in the morning, and I'm not leaving.
Right, you do. Tell the people about that so they can be
I'm not leaving until Saka leaves. So I'm not changing my job. I work at the car mill, and right now I'm what you call a reworker. I'm basically a mechanic that fixes brand new cars. I fix the problems. Well, there's a group called the SVO, which they deal
Special
with
Vehicle Operation,
the brand hammer new cars that haven't been dropped yet. And so they send them to Africa, England, Germany, Brazil, Mexico, to the plants, and we learn how to build the cars, and then they come back and they teach everybody else how to build the cars. It's really a cool project. It really is. It gives you a chance to help people learn how to do a great job so the customers get great cars, and that is a fantastic job. And there's less than 50 of those guys in a plant of over 13,000 people. I mean, you have to be Johnny on the spot and know what you're doing and have some seasoning to you. And so I have an opportunity to go to an interview tomorrow for that job. Just being approved for the interview means that you've got some abilities behind you. So I'm really excited about the possibility of getting that job. I don't know if I'm going to get it, but just the fact that I'm counted in that group of fellers that it's going to apply is pretty cool. So I've got to be Johnny on the spot in the morning. I got to wear good deodorant tomorrow. So
I will say that you're not leading on as much, and obviously nothing's guaranteed, but the boss of that area is the boss that you used to work for a long time ago, and you found great favor in that boss's eyes. And so I would assume your odds are probably pretty good. Obviously, like I said, nothing is guaranteed. But that does, offer some new prospect. It also offers some new challenge,
right?
With a sense of like that is that's a high desired job, right? So, if you take too many days off, they're like, it's just not working out. We'll put somebody else in here, and so it's like you have to limit some travel or something like that. So, but you also the days change, so like your structure of doing channel content like that might change a little bit, but obviously you'll still upload and whatnot. But it's obviously I think it'll be a breath of fresh air for you. I've been on that schedule before out at the plant. It's a fantastic schedule. The 8-hour days instead of the 10-hour and 40-minute days, it is a game changer. It doesn't seem like 2 hours and 40 minutes is that much of a difference, but I'll tell you what, when you're walking out of there almost 3 hours earlier than you normally do, especially like when it's dark outside, how it is in the wintertime, you still get to leave when there's light.
Yeah, you go to work in the dark, you go home in the dark in the wintertime.
During this part of the year.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So thank you very much, everybody. This is the job that people go to die at. They work until they retire. you don't move up from this. There's no moving up from this unless you're going to management. I am not management material.
Oh man, why didn't you say that when he was on? Because of you, Bob, I got to try the portfolio, and now Saka is in my rotation. Screams back, let's go, Uncle Bob. You've got this. Flo, you got this. Fireborn, good luck. Bob, rooting for you. John Littison, good luck. You got this. Rick Hale, praying for you. Ronnie Heisha as well. Money Matt, also on the support wavelength. I'm glad you said that so that the family could be sitting here rooting for you as well, because it's a huge opportunity. That's a job that doesn't come open often, and when it does come open, there's a long list of people that want to get that job, and the fact that you're on that list is a testament of your work ethic and your ability, your talents, and your skills at the plant. So congratulations on just being considered at all.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you run me over, back me over, you run over again. Here I am propping you up, making you the star.
So
and the
you were doing so good, and then you just had to pull back off of it. You reverse socked me.
I mean, if anybody reversed anything, it was that Freightliner bus that you're driving over there. Yeah.
Beep. You loved it. You loved it.
Beep,
you did.
beep.
You loved it. You loved it.
But I do know that you have to go. I know that you've got an early morning tomorrow. You've got a big day ahead of you. You got to prepare for it. But we've been running here for an hour and a half. Don't want to keep you gents up any longer, and ladies who are possibly still here with us. We did not hit 40 tonight, but we did hit 39. So that's our show record for the year, 39. But 4 weeks in a row. 6 out of 10 weeks, and 10 weeks in a row with hitting that 20 mark. So congratulations to everybody. Again, Bob, I'm going to drop you off here because I'm going to come over here and thank our show sponsor, Drew Estate Cigar, making sure that Chief Talk comes to you guys every single week, and just having the ability to do the show, to have guests in the chat. Earlier, you all saw Tim Swanson in the chat, and he dropped the bomb that he's going to be coming on the show soon. I do not have a confirmed date with him as of yet. That's something that we are working on together. But I did shoot him over a topic. I think he's probably going to want to go for the topic. I'm not sure. He hasn't responded back yet. But for those of you who love the brackets, I think we're going to have another bracket. And that's a show that I hope Steve Saka doesn't watch, because if it's a bracket that we do, we're going to have to pit Steve Saka up against other blenders. So, again, thank you, Drew Estate, making sure that Chief Talk is on the air. Chief has a budget for the year that he gets to spend on lenses and things like that, because if it wasn't for Drew Estate, the lenses would come a lot slower. And I'm excited because this lens is going to allow us to do a lot more stuff at PCA, which is coming around the corner very fast. I said this a couple weeks ago when we were over 2 months away, that as soon as we get within that month range, it is going to go quick. So PCA, middle of April. We're about to hit March on Saturday. So it is coming fast. I'm excited. Thank you all for hanging out with us again this week. Enjoy some cigars over the weekend. Take the rest of the week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and celebrate National Cigar Weekend. I am coining it now. National Cigar Weekend. Enjoy some smokes. Tag me on Facebook. Join the Discord. Hit me up on Instagram and let me know what you're smoking. Love you all. And, that's how we do things. We'll see you next week. Have you checked out ChevetteReport.com? It's the newest cigar media outlet to keep you in the know with all things cigar lifestyle related. From press releases to reviews, we have it all covered. Be some of our first members to join ChevetteReport.com and be a part of the next step in the cigar culture. ChevetteReport.com.
Time to relax. Whew. Man, I'm beat. Whew. What are you doing?
What are you doing here? Show's over. Go home. Go home. Show's over. What are you waiting for? You waiting for another show? This is a one-ticket entry. Go. Bye. Go. Go. Go.